I didn't. I promised myself that I wasn't going to get angry at this because we all saw it coming. We all saw the ending coming. We all knew who was going to walk out as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But for some reason, I just can't shake it off that there were so many opportunities that you could have given other superstars, but you had to give it to him. Anyway, this is the PTE show. We're going to be reviewing some of Money in the Bank 2014. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. Let me know what you guys thought about the pay-per-view. Also, follow me on Twitter at the PTE show. We're going to be live tweeting tomorrow night during Raw. We're going to be live tweeting during all wrestling events, so make sure you don't miss a damn second, because if you missed a second of anything about the interaction that we had tonight, you definitely missed out. Go follow, do it now. I'm not going to wait because this is kind of our review here. Anyway, this is my review for Money in the Bank 2014. Let's get this down to business. We started off with what I'm watching right now because I'm actually watching the replay. We had the Usos defending the titles versus the Wyatts, a pretty good tag team match here. Was it compared to the ones that they had on Monday on Raw? Especially, it wasn't for the title. This one was, but I'm talking about the non-title matches that they had on Raw over the last few weeks. Not really, but it was pretty good. I think that they could have put those ones on pay-per-view and instead put this one kind of on a Raw, because granted, it did have a lot of build-up and a lot of strong build-up and everything going into it, but I think it's more so focused on the fact that Bray Wyatt is going in to be the World Heavyweight Champion at the time, and I think that might have kind of overshadowed this match, but it was definitely a very good one here. The Usos ended up retaining. They looked pretty strong in the process. I hope this gives the Wyatts another sort of shot maybe in the future, possibly at Battleground. Maybe they actually win it at Battleground, and we'll see where they go from there. I still see very high hopes here in the Wyatt family, and I think the reason they haven't given them to the Wyatt family is because I think if you give it to them, whoever they're going to lose the titles to is going to be looking weak, because look at the two guys. They're mastodons. They're two huge, abnormally large men. Who would be able to beat them? Certainly not a thing like Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. Absolutely not something like that, So I think maybe you got to wait till the Ascension comes up, maybe then give them the titles then and then have an Ascension versus Wyatt family thing. Maybe wait till the Wyatt family turns face and then see what they go from there. But other than that, I think it was a pretty good match. Definitely probably a 3.5 out of 5 if I was rating it. Of course, I'm not rating it because that's completely all subjective. I believe the rating system is subjective, but because you can interpret ratings all around. Some people may say this match sucked. Some may say that was the best of the night, but it's going to go from there. Anyway, second match of the night, Paige defended the Divas Championship against Naomi. Very sloppy match here. I really wasn't expecting this, especially since Naomi's actually she's actually coming up in the Divas division. She's not like Natalya level when it comes to actual wrestling ability, but she's very potent when it comes to the ring. She's very agile, very quick on her feet, but that's what I actually have to take away from that match, because they had this very bad botch where it looked like Paige was going to go hit a superplex off the top rope, and Naomi, I guess, misplaced her foot, and both of them went tumbling down. Paige smashed her head against the bottom or on the ground, and the referee almost threw up the dreaded X sign, which we've seen way too much lately. I mean, with Swagger hurting Bad News Barrett on Friday, we've seen that dreaded X symbol way too much over the last few days. That needs to stop. That really needs to stop. WWE needs to take care of their little concussion policies and everything, especially from last year when Swagger was the same guy who cost Dolph Ziggler his title reign and ended up having him lose to Del Rio. But that's another story for another day. Very sloppy match here, but this match would be seen more so on a Raw level, not even a SmackDown level, maybe more so a Raw level. We didn't get to see the Funkadactyls turn. Cameron looked like she looked like a lost puppy out there. She didn't know what the hell she was doing, and Paige ended up getting the win with this cradle-looking DDT. It was pretty nice finishing move, actually. I'm not going to lie. But, are they going to add it to her arsenal? Probably not. It's probably just a one-time thing just to kind of make the match end, because they knew how drastic it was going, or how bad it was getting. So, Adam Rose defeated Damian Sandow in the next match here. It's sad because I thought Sandow actually kind of had a shot here. He actually was pulling out some offense on Adam Rose, but to no avail because Adam Rose walked away victorious. And at this point, it was three faces winning, so they had to have some sort of big heel go over. And we got that in the next match, the Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship contract. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, Rob Van Dam, Jack Swagger. Very, very good match here. We ended up finding out Bad News Barrett's not going to be able to compete, which surprised all. Well, it didn't really surprise us all, but it should. I'm not taking away from it because there was obviously some points that they actually kind of had to do some little improv wrestling because, Bad News Barrett was probably involved in that sort of in that spot at some point, and I'm sure that's actually who they were picking to win after all, but that's actually not what happened. We had Seth Rollins go over here. What did you guys think about that? Seth Rollins going over. That was my second choice to win it all, but Ambrose got taken out of the match pretty late in the match. Actually, we ended up having Kane come out and actually help Seth Rollins get the victory. He chokeslammed Dean Ambrose and gave him the weakest looking tombstone piledriver I've ever seen in my life, but Dean Ambrose was knocked out of the match at that point, allowing Seth Rollins to climb the ladder, retrieve the briefcase, and now Seth Rollins has a shot. He almost has a guaranteed world championship in his future. What do you guys think about that? The architect of the Shield, the man who broke up the Shield a month ago, can stand here and be your WWE World Heavyweight Champion at some point. How does that feel? How does that feel knowing that? Because, I'm sure the reason they gave it to him is so that, maybe he can have that big street fight that everyone's wanting, the street fight with Dean Ambrose for the briefcase. Maybe they'll have a whole little Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow looking thing for it. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to whatever WWE is going to be doing with that because I love the creative direction Seth Rollins is going. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. These two guys, you would have thought Roman Reigns was the breakout star of the Shield. No, it's these two guys right here. It's Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, who they're actually supporting their own. They don't need help from Seth Rollins, he's getting implied help from, the authority and everything, and that's understandable. But Dean Ambrose hasn't been leaning on anybody since that breakup, and he was more over than, maybe not more over than Dolph Ziggler in this match, but he was more over than just about anybody there. He was, RVD, of course, because RVD was probably the MVP of the freaking match. How many freaking spots is this guy in? But then again, Seth Rollins having that death count and everything. There's so many freaking spots in that match. It was such a very well put together Money in the Bank ladder match. Hopefully you guys can go check this out. Maybe somebody upload it on YouTube, be generous, kind, thoughtful, and upload it to YouTube, and it's definitely worth a watch. Trust me, guys. I will put, what will I put on that? I will put a video of me praising Cena. No. Well, whatever. I'll think about it. But it was a pretty good Money in the Bank ladder match. Not going to lie. I definitely saw a lot of stuff that a lot of spots were left out because of Bad News Barrett being out. And that was that. Seth Rollins walks away as your Money in the Bank ladder match winner. And we move on to Goldust and Cody Rhodes. And the reason I don't call him Stardust is because that's ruining his freaking career. Let's be for real. It is. And I know I've been using Let's Be For Real a lot lately, and that kind of was like my whatever of how it was a couple of years ago when I made the Spirit Squad video, which is still like one of my most viewed videos on this channel. I kept saying whatever in every freaking sentence. So now it's been, but let's be for real. But no, why should we think that Stardust is this overwhelming character that we all are supposed to freaking love? It's dumb. I would definitely get a lot more out if I got some sleep on this, but I'm doing this right after the pay-per-view. This is my, kind of live reaction here. Goldust and Cody Rhodes, they beat Ryback. Curtis Axel had this little singlet thing that it looked like his father would have wore. I think that was a pretty cool moment, actually. Average match that you would see on a Raw. Maybe not a SmackDown, but maybe on a Raw. This had to be besides the Money in the Bank match, this had to be like one of the most uneventful shows of 2014. And I don't really blame it necessarily because they put so much focus on the Money in the Bank ladder match and then the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. So I understand why, these matches wouldn't be as eventful as other ones. So I understand why, nothing big happened in this one. Nothing big happened in the Divas match. Nothing big happened in Rusev and Big E, which I'll get to in just a second. I understand why that happened because they surrounded this entire show on these two matches. So that's that. Cody Rhodes and Goldust, they defeat Ryback in a match that I'm sure nobody's going to go on YouTube and try and find. And we move on to Rusev versus Reverend E. Langston. Reverend E with his hallelujah, praise the Lord, praise baby Jesus in America, land of the free, home of the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle and shit. And Rusev going out there. They had a pretty good match actually put together for two big guys who aren't really experienced in, the real amateur wrestling background, or they're not, specializing in like Taekwondo or some sort of boxing or some sort of martial arts or something like that. For a match put together like that, I think it was pretty good. Rusev ended up getting the win with the accolade. Big E was forced to tap out. And let's see where this puts Rusev in the future, because Rusev really hasn't really had a credible feud in WWE. And I'm actually kind of looking forward as to see what is in the future for this character, because like I think I said this before, they're using like the Umaga prototype as kind of how they're trying to build Rusev. So if this goes the way that I was thinking it's going to go, they're going to build Rusev up and up and up and up for a WWE title match, and then he's going to lose, and that'll probably be his first loss or something like that, and then he's going to go right back down the card, and he's going to kind of be a jobber after that title match. So maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. We'll see how the crowd takes him. The crowd obviously didn't care for him too much tonight. Then, they're not even caring for this crowd or for this character at all, actually. They don't really know. They don't care. And I can't really blame them because it's, very uneventful show, a very underwhelming character here in Rusev because he hasn't really done anything since, he came here. They tried making him relevant with the medallion thing. They put that on right before the main event, thinking that people are going to tune in and be like, whoa, who's this big guy? And that didn't end up happening. But next match, Layla defeated Summer Rae, and Fandango was the special guest ref. I don't think any of you care about this, so I'm going to go move on to the next match. The World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. John Cena, Alberto Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, Kane, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Cesaro. And this is what I was dwelling to start this entire video. John Cena walks away, walks out of Boston, walks home, 15-time World Heavyweight Champion. He wins the match after hitting 2 FUs, 2 apple juice adjustments on Kane and then Randy Orton. And I gotta say, Randy Orton took a boatload of punishment in this match. He was wearing a crimson mask like halfway through the match. And we don't, usually WWE, especially nowadays, they stop the match and they start wiping the blood off and they analyze the cut and everything and see if he's able to continue. They didn't care. Orton just kind of fought right through it. And I loved that. I think that was just an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. Because he was bleeding right off the top of his head here, and it started going down and down and down, and then it got bigger because I think Roman Reigns was the one that kind of dug his finger into it and kind of like ripped out some skin or something like that, and he started gushing blood. And this is towards the end of the match, of course, but honestly, it was probably the worst money, or I can't really say Money in the Bank match because it wasn't really a Money in the Bank match, but if it was, it would be the worst one because it was just so. I was just talking about how the Divas match was sloppy. This was sloppy 3.0, and I know I skipped 2, but it's not even worth a 2. Guys were popping up, for one spot and then they're gone for 20 minutes. And it's like, where the hell was Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt had like one, he did the crab walk, I think, around the ladder, I think like twice or something. He gets kicked in the stomach and he's gone. And I don't know where the hell he goes. And then, they all pop out towards the end, I think, because all of them were starting to go up and they're, someone's climbing the ladder and then some other guy comes in and attacks him. And then that guy goes down. The guy who attacked him goes up the ladder and another guy comes out. And that was how they kind of ended it. They had Roman Reigns who was going up. And then Kane came in, chokeslammed Roman Reigns. Randy Orton started climbing up because we all knew Kane's intention was to just get that belt around Randy Orton's waist. That's exactly what the Authority wanted as well. And that's what they were hoping for. But sadly, that's not what happened. John Cena came in the ring, threw his cape on, hit the apple juice adjustment on Kane, grabbed Orton, hit another apple juice adjustment, climbs the ladder, makes the internet break for the upteenth time because of the whole World Cup thing, so I'm sure it's broken plenty of times. But he grabs the titles. The Authority put their heads down in shame. So does the entire audience. His music plays. They end the show with John Cena standing tall with his little OK symbol, shoving the titles in Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's face, ending the show with John Cena, another face, standing tall. I did not like the ending. I'm sure a lot of people did too, but my reasoning for it is just they've ended every pay-per-view with the face standing tall for 4 months now. For 4 months straight. Since WrestleMania, now moving on to Money in the Bank, the face has stood tall every single time. And sometimes that needs to happen. Sometimes it does. I understand why it would need to because, you have the big heel stable, they need to take over and all that stuff. And then the face just walks in, has the title, or in this case, wins the title. And then everyone kind of everyone kind of goes away. And then now they have to sell Battleground next month, July 20th. With who to fight Cena? Who's going to fight Cena at Battleground for the title? Who's going to be looked at as a credible opponent for Cena at Battleground? Maybe they'll do it for Cesaro to set up the whole thing with Brock Lesnar coming back, because we all know Brock Lesnar versus John Cena is going to be your big main event at SummerSlam for the titles, and then Brock wins. So there you go. Everybody who's complaining about this ending, just wait another month. Wait for Brock Lesnar to come in. And then if Brock beats Cena, we're all going to rejoice. We're all going to throw a party. We're all going to throw a parade on I'm trying to think of the road and I can't think of it. We're going to be throwing a Macy's Day Parade basically. And, the war is just going to be eliminated. We're all going to be like the Purge. Crime is just going to stop for a day because John Cena is not WWE champion. That's what's going to happen, because when Brock beats Cena, the world will rejoice. The world will rejoice. So everyone who's complaining now, as long as you take it until SummerSlam, there you go. Then all your sufferings will then be refurbished, if you think of it that way. So I think that'll do it for me. Let me know what you guys thought about Money in the Bank. Let me you guys think about my preachings and everything. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. But let me know what you guys thought about Money in the Bank. Give this video a like. Well, you don't have to really add it to your favorites. But if you do, I will definitely welcome it. But hit that subscribe button down there. Make sure you are subscribed for all of my latest uploads. See you guys Tuesday for my Raw review, and that'll do it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you guys enjoyed what they attempted to have was a good Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but that wasn't. But let me know what you guys thought. Follow me on Twitter at the PTE Show. Join the PTE party, and I am out. Perry the Entertainer signing out. Peace.